What's good with y'all? You know what it is. Been some time. It's your boy, the one. What? It's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son, man. And I have an upcoming project coming up. It's called Walk With Me. It explains the conditions of the heart. It's dropping January 9th. If you follow me, be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be dope. But I say that to say, man, with me being in this little era, this little phase, right? This little phase, I've been thinking about relationships a lot since I've been writing about them a lot in my music, and just the many facets that an intimate relationship has. And I was talking with one of my music buddies and brother in the faith, King Connect, yesterday. We was speaking on relationships, and I had to come and make a video on this. In most modern relationships, it's based off of selfishness. Like, let me explain. Like, people aren't getting into relationships in order to with the thought in mind, I want to help somebody else grow. Whether for a woman it be, she want to help build up a man towards his purpose, help him build himself towards his purpose, be a helpmate. Or for a man, it's him not wanting to be a spiritual lead and pour into her. Like, a lot of relationships is built off of just straight ego and pride. Like, it's really people just don't want to be alone. So it led me and him to have a conversation about, the benefits of just being on your own, walking on your own. And it's the long suffering part that the Bible talk about. But let's break down the whole idea of people getting into relationships for selfish reasons. They say the term goes, hurt people, right? So what a lot of people will do, men and women, is they so afraid to be alone, to validate their own, personal feelings, that in this modern society, we just jump from person to person, like with almost no lag time. Like, you get out of a situation and then you instantly in a new one before even healing from the old one, just because you want that affection, or you want the sexual aspect of it, or you just want to fuel your ego. And when people jump into these situations with this in mind, it's never looking at well, how can I benefit the person that I'm with, or that I plan to be with, right? And these things start to show in the long run, because at the end of the day, like, the mask is gonna slip, and that's gonna be proven. And a lot of the times when we rush into stuff, that's of the devil. Like, it just is what it is. Like, when Christ was fasting for 40 days, 40 nights, the devil came and tempted him and said, man, turn this rock into bread, bruh. And he was basically saying, be impatient. Go ahead and eat right now. And Christ's like, nah, get behind me, Satan, man. Like, I'm good, bruh. But a lot of people, they just like quick validation, and they get in these situations just to fuel their own ego, just to feel good, just to say that they with somebody, just to be like, oh, that's my man, that's my woman, that's my bed, that's my nigga, right? All of that type of stuff. Like, it be for the vanity of self, the pride of self. Like, because at the end of the day, in the long run, in a woman's case, most of these women ain't long suffering. Most men, a lot of men not long suffering, Most of these women, they not getting with somebody. They trying to get with a man that's like got it all together. He got bread, he never make mistakes. So they trying to mold a man into who they want him to be, rather than who he really is. And most of these men, they really just in it for the physical aspect. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Or they in it because they have problems with just being alone and by themselves, right? You know, men, we go through a lot of intense periods of loneliness. Like even when we can be in a whole room full of people and we just feel like detached. So the feeling is super heavy. It's hard to explain, but you know, a lot of men will cling to the situation to quell that feeling and whatnot, you know, just to have the intimacy of it all. You know, even some of the most hardest YN, you know, they be on that timing but would never admit it. Now, this beg the question of, man, why do people not like, you know, being alone and being with God? Like just talking, just being by themselves, man, for a season. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, if you in your walking in your faith, man, it's imperative that you have a season of isolation. Like that's the only time God can really talk to you, bruh. You know, this moment in my life, being back to my, you know, by myself, it's been so refreshing. Like, obviously, you gonna go through the motions when you get up out of a situation. Like, you know, you gonna be emotional. You know, the memory is gonna hit. You know, you gotta understand. A lot of the times, this be spiritual warfare. Satan be trying to bring you back to people who you don't really need to be with. Like, God be severing the wheat and the tare, and that just be what it be. And you just gotta let that. You gotta let that be known and remind yourself of that. So, you know, but in this season, like, man, been just appreciating the single life, like, and a lot of people don't appreciate that. Like, man, you get way more clarity. You be able to think clearly when you just have patience. Like, you be able to see people and be able to determine stuff a bit easier, man. Like, you're not in this illusion of love, and you actually get to take time to really think to yourself, like, dang, you know, what was my mistakes in my previous situations? You know, I'm over here, like I said, doing the album, Walk With Me, January 9th. Be there. We promoting now, roll out. But yeah, it gave me, you know, I've been writing about the condition of the heart and, you know, the places the heart can take you, right? But just reflecting on previous situations that I've been in, previous relationships I've been in throughout this whole project, and you know, a lot of the conditions I felt from, you know, obsessiveness, you know, from you know, me and my partner who at the time validating each other and all this type of stuff, validating the toxicness or the insecurities towards getting up and moving towards a point of maturing from all of this stuff, because relationships supposed to bring maturity, bro. Like, they supposed, whether they last or they don't, they supposed to bring maturity in both us men and women to be able to grow. We supposed to be able to look at the situation that we was in previously and ask ourselves, okay, you know, what could I have done better? But most people aren't doing that because it's based off of selfishness. Most people, once they get out of a situation, they think they're validated. That's why they be like, man, my VMs be tripping. But you sat up here and you laid with the woman, so that's your part you played. Or most women will say, a lot of times when women get out of situations, they grandstand and go on social media making it look like they never did nothing wrong, they saints and all this type of stuff, when at the end of the day, you know, a lot of y'all be having y'all dirt too. Like, that's one thing, a lot of in this modern time, a lot of women don't take accountability, and you know, they public image is everything to them, more so than what their character is. But yeah, so, you know, just been thinking on that aspect, and like, man, every time I get out of it, since I've been re-entering these, you know, spaces in my mind of a place I was in life with these different people, you know, it's been leading me to be like, man, I've grown every time, because I chilled afterwards. You know, I didn't jump right into the next thing, and it gave me time to reflect, and it just made me a better man over time. But it also made me understand, like, man, I want to give to somebody. Like, if whoever God bring into my life personally, I want to be able to give. Like, what can I give, you know? Like, and I speak on that on the project a lot, like, you know, the wisdom and the love, the true love, not the, going on vacations and laying up under each other, but no, like the actual true love, growth, ridding each other of strongholds, traumas, and addictions, becoming people with more humility and vulnerability to open up towards one another, family, legacy, starting all of this type of stuff. And yeah, like reflecting on that, it make you, when you just come from a selfless place, it let God prepare you and open your heart up for somebody who's truly for you, bruh. I just came on here, man, to just ramble a little bit this morning about this topic. I've been slowing down on the uploads a bit because I've been working on my project, but yeah, man, January 9th, walk with me, subscribe to my Underground Nation page. That's my artistry page. I'm going to link it in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, right? Share it with a friend. With that being said, it's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. I'm signing out.